Look, look at me. My God is good, as you can see. It's like I was going through the most. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mona. If you are new here, please subscribe and join the family. And if you are returning babes, hi, thank you for clicking on yet another video. So today I've decided to film like a sit down chit-chat video. As you can tell by the title, I'll be talking about my experience as an international student so far. I've just completed like my first year, so school is literally starting on Monday as I'm filming this, and it's a Saturday, so I thought, you know, it would be on brand, like on theme, if I would put it that way. I don't know why my voice is breaking, but child, I'm so dramatic but kind of nervous at the same time, because, you know, this filming thing, I want to do it, but it's not easy, babes. Like, it took me like 30 minutes to find the perfect angle. Like, it's ghetto, okay? So since I talk a lot, I've just like kind of put down like specific bullet points of things I want to touch on in the video. But if you have like any questions, like or maybe I can do a series, like, just, you know, chat it down in the comments. So first of all, I'll start with my journey like in uni. So I started last year, back in 2022, my first year, or let me say my first semester of civil engineering, like back home in Namibia, at the Namibian University of Science and Technology. So mind you, I was prospering, okay? Like, I was happy, I was, you know, school was going well. You know, what I was putting in, I was getting out. So the way I came here, I came with a scholarship, with the Stipendium Hungaricum scholarship. Like, one thing about me, I've always knew that I wanted to study abroad, but you know, after actually the scholarship, I applied it with my best friend, like when we finished like high school. So it was our plan. Like, I still like reminisce back, like me and her sitting on my mom's like front yard, talking about how we are gonna go, how we are gonna leave Namibia and so forth. So yeah, so basically we applied for the first time, and then unfortunately I got rejected, and she got accepted, and she came in 2021. So after that, I just decided that no, I'm just going to do my bachelor's at home, and then eventually, like, once I completed that, and then I can try again, like for other scholarships and the same scholarship, and I'll do my master's at home. No, I mean abroad. So I was very much content with like the decision I made, because I was just like, it's okay, you know. I low-key was kind of demotivated. I was like, child, because one thing about the scholarship, it only gives like I think places or awards like to 10 students. So imagine, out of the whole population plus the corruption, only 10 people. So trust me, if like, I believe that if you make it, it's by the grace of God, like, honestly, because, and sometimes they don't even like award it to all the like the places, like maybe they do, but so far what I've like heard is that sometimes those 10 places are not even really filled. So yeah, I don't want to talk a lot, because I don't want to make it like a 30-40 minute sit down, you know. I just want it to be quick and cute. So coming back to that, I was content, I was at uni, you know, everything was going well. And then I didn't really want to apply, but my best friend was like, no babes, like, just try again. So then I remember her literally doing everything for me, because I was just like, no, it's okay, I'll just like come like masters and then I'll think about it again. But no, we went through the process, you know. And then since I was so like not even thinking about it. I remember it was even her that like kept on calling me to like check your stuff, keep yourself updated. Like she'll keep me updated if I'm accepted or not, because sometimes like your names appear on like Facebook groups and stuff like that. So then she called me this other day. She was like, oh, can you please check and stuff like that. And then I checked, and then I got in, and then I'm like, oh god, like, and then I got in, and honestly I was excited, you know, but at the same time I was like, okay, I'm leaving all the friends. I actually made like a really good, like, I was comfortable. I would say that I was comfortable. So everything was going like really well for me, man. So I was just like having that thing at the back of my mind, like, what if I go and then but at the same time it's like I'm leaving home, coming to home, like because this is something I've always wanted as like an 18-year-old like teenage girl. I mean, like, ever since I was 18, this is all I could like think about, like leaving the country, like going to study abroad. Like that's all I saw. So I was like, okay God, maybe last year was not for me, but this year you definitely gave it to me, so I will go. So coming here, like honestly before I get to that, the visa process, like for Namibians, is really tricky because we don't have like an embassy in our country. So I had to travel like with my group, like the people that were also accepted, and then we went to SA to make the visas and stuff like that. And the visas took a while, child. They took long. Like, let's say we made them in August, and they only came like maybe when the semester started. And the thing is, like, oh, it was so stressful. Like, I think that's the most stressful part. But fast forwarding, I ended up coming really late, like pretty late into the semester. Let's say classes started like on the 1st of September, baby. I came like towards October, like, and oof, it was not a joke, okay? Like, thank God my best friend is also doing the same course, so she could like, while I was back home, she updated me like with some work stuff, but it wasn't really enough, you know. You had to be here like face to face and grasp like the stuff yourself. So then I came, baby, school, oh shoot. Like, I remember when I was back home, like maximum maybe you would have 5 like subjects, like modules or whatever you would call them per semester. I think so. But here when I came, baby, I had 10. And honestly, I was so behind. Like, I was behind with a semester like I was behind with like a whole month of work. And it's not a joke. Like, oh my gosh, I went through so much, like when it came to like mental health and stuff like that, because I'm someone that like puts like my pride. I used to, I'm not like that anymore, because before I'm everything else, first I'm a child of God, okay? Because like that is so toxic, like to put like your value in something that is, I don't know, man. It's not, I wouldn't say it's fleeting, but like, nah, man. Like, I just used to put my pride in school because that's all I knew that I could excel in, you know. Ever since I was a young kid, I just knew what I could bring to the table when it pertained like to academics and stuff like that. So when I came here, like, I was so humbled. Like, I was struggling so much. And one thing about me, I know I can take pressure, you know, but the pressure that I experienced here, like that first semester when I came, oh my gosh, like thinking about it's so traumatizing, you know. So I even had to choose between school and my mental health, literally. So I had to like lay down some, like, I think 2 of the subjects and just come back to them later, which was a difficult decision for me because I just felt like I was falling behind. But it's either school or me, you know, and I cannot lose myself to school. Like, it just doesn't make sense. You get what I'm saying? So I did that, and then the semester went on. I don't know how I made it, but honestly, it's just the grace of God. I even started questioning God. Like, that's where like kind of my relationship with God also fell off during that like October, November, December of like last year. I was like, how could you bring me from where I was literally prospering, like I was on my A game, to come and suffer like this, like nah. Like I was just like, I would say I was angry with God to some extent, you know. So I went through that until the semester ended, and I made it somehow. I made it somehow. And then from there on, like everything, you know, just started falling into place. So yeah, I think that's all I will touch on, like the mental health. And like even like being homesick at that time, all I was thinking, I was like, to be honest, I wasn't even like what is this, I'm not even like a person that will ever think of like, no, I want to die, I can't do this. But at that moment in time, baby, I was like, all those thoughts were coming at me, like the devil was really like I was really like, no, I can't do this anymore, baby. I'm just nah, I can't. You know, I just, oh my god, it was so bad. And maybe me saying this right now, it doesn't sound as hectic, but trust me, so coming from someone that can handle pressure from school, and you know, it has not been easy. And yeah, I think that's all I'll touch on when it comes to like coming here, and you know, that like that segment. So now moving on, I wanted to talk about like the education, like the differences in like I would say in the, not the difficulty, but yeah, that's how I can put it. Back home, I think things were easy, like they were difficult for that level, because because like you are not exposed to, I don't know, but like I think for me, things back home were easier. Like I could manage, even though we are literally doing like the same thing, like education wise. Like obviously if you tell me about calculus 3, it's just calculus 3 for everyone, right? But like I think here things are just tough. I don't know, maybe it's the uni, because even here the uni is regarded as like one of those unis where things are kind of difficult and stuff like that. But trust me, when you're in the system, it becomes a norm to you. You just don't even get what people are talking about, you know. But I would say that the difference, like in the difficulty, for me personally, at home, I like it was much more easier compared to here. Like it's kind of tough until like you get used to everything, and then it just, as I said, it becomes a norm. So about like the professors, the lecturers, like everything, I think they are pretty good. I didn't have any like bad experiences with them. Like there's no like language barrier or anything like that. Like everything is just grand, like everything is just, yeah, it's really good. Because like in the lectures, like, or in the classes, we are not like a lot, and it's so funny because you'll be the only dark-skinned girl there, or like literally, because the field is already so like male populated, or yeah, it's like you are always like, let's say 3 girls, and you know, that's something I'm used to. Even back home it's the same, but it's just like here it's like you have all these people like from other countries as well, and then like the black people are not that much, so you kind of become aware, like you're like, yeah, like you know. So yeah, so about I'm just going to like talk bits and bits, you know, of stuff. And then if you maybe want me to go in depth about anything, then maybe I'll film a video about that, because once again, I don't want it to be too long, child, because one thing about me, I will drag stuff. Okay, so let me just check the bullets before I start yabaring. Okay, so about like settling in and the living conditions. So when the first week that I came, when I arrived like at the building, like the hostel, so you either get accepted in the hostel where you are technically paying rent, but you don't know that you're paying rent because it gets deducted from like your stipend, like the money that you get from the scholarship. So you either get accepted in the hostel, and if you don't, obviously you have to find another form like of accommodation and stuff like that. So I got accepted, and then when I came, my best friend also stays at the same hostel. So when I came, like, you know, when at the entry at the receptionist, I'm like, okay, at the receptionist, I'm like, okay, it's not that bad. Just to enter the building, and baby, it looks like a refugee camp. Like, it looks like a refugee camp. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I thank God that I got in though, because, you know, just coming here and, you know, apartments and stuff like that, it's kind of too much. Like, so, you know, coming into the dorm and staying here for a while until you move out, it's much better. So when I came here, luckily for me, I wouldn't say luckily, but like luckily for me, for that first week, because I came so late, all the rooms were filled. So I was sent to this, like, I remember it's on the 4th floor at this like rooms where you have, the room is so big inside, you have the bathroom inside, and then you, like, as you walk out of the room, you have your little kitchen. You know how dorms are, like, you know, that vibe. So I stayed there. The lady told me that, okay, we are just going to let you stay here for a week, so don't get too comfortable, because we are going to find roommates in a room for you. And I'm like, okay. So, you know, I didn't think about it too much. So I was there, you know, enjoying myself and stuff like that, until the Sunday of that week came, where she was like, okay, we found a room for you. So she was like, pack up your stuff and let's go. So I pack up my stuff, you know, and then I come to this room, and it's literally, I did all my talking and just to check the phone when it was done, and it's overheated. So I did not get all the footage, so I have to repeat everything I said. Oh my gosh, you see, these things are not easy, guys. Like, it's not easy, okay? So I was talking about, I think previously I was talking about the living conditions and stuff like that. So first, when I came here, you know, I was in a room alone upstairs with the shower inside and the kitchen right at my, you know, my ex's. So then I stayed there for like a good week, and then on that Sunday the lady came and she was like, okay, we have we have a place for you, you know, we found something for you, child, with roommates and stuff. And I'm like, okay girl, let's go. And then I follow her. We come to this room that was supposed to be for 3 people, but then since I came late and there was no space, they literally like squeezed me in that room at the door. Like, my table was directly in the door. When someone is opening, you know, I have to shift and stuff. Sleeping was the biggest issue, so I did not even spend my time in there. I was mostly in the study room, and then I would just go there to like kind of nap. And my life was not good, guys. Like, I was going through the most, and when I say the most, baby. So yeah, and you know, the problem is I could not even pray, I could not worship, I could not. And these things, honestly, like even reading your Bible, not that I care, because with my Bible I honestly just did not care. I would read my Bible. I do not care if you are passing by, if you are seeing me, if you are I will just put on my headphones and, you know, try to do everything from the inside. But my Bible, I would still read it, I would still do those good stuff. But my the bathroom became my sanctuary. Like, the bathroom was where I would go now and dance and worship and pray. And, you know, the bathroom became my best friend. I would go cry there, I would do everything there. So that was it. And in the midst of like everything happening, I then decide, like in the midst of like everything happening, I prayed to God. I was like, Father, I can't do this anymore. Like, I don't think I can do this anymore. And plus that, you know, the stress from school, like everything at school wasn't really going well. And when you come back, sometimes you just want to cry, sometimes you just want to, and you can't do that in a room with 3 other people. You get what I mean? So I remember praying, and when I prayed, I made like two I wouldn't say vows, but I was like, 2 things that I would do if the Lord blessed me with, you know, a room that is better than what I was in. So I was like, Father, I just want a room where I can spend time with you, and where I knew that I was just like, and also where I know I can start my YouTube channel, you know. So, you know, I prayed, and, you know, all of a sudden, like, not all of a sudden, but eventually, like, room change season came, and then I applied. You know, I applied to change the room I was in, and then it didn't take like a long time. Like, I think during that first week I was told, okay, there's a room available for you, come and whatnot. And then I came, I checked out the room, and turns out that my roommate was never here. Like, for the whole semester I have been alone doing, like, oh, God is so good, guys. So I've been alone. So, you know, eventually I was getting back to myself, you know, my mental health like started getting better and stuff like that, like, concerning the living conditions, and, you know. So she hasn't been here like for the whole semester, so I've been alone. But the bad thing is that I was staying on the other side of the room, like close near the door. And the thing about this room, it's not that big, so that side is more like constricted, I would say. So even if I wanted to start the YouTube channel, I could not really do that, you know, because the lighting, everything. But something in me was just like, no, just start, like, and cross your finger. Maybe not that I was praying for her to go, but technically she wasn't living here, so I was just hoping somewhere in my heart that she would move, you know. And then she came by and she's like, okay, she's moving. And without even knowing that she's moving, I started the channel, you know. When summer hit, I was like, okay, God, I'm just going to start. And again, if it is your will that I continue, then I will get a better space to film and stuff like that. And now I'm here. So now I'm in this room, which is actually, when you look at this hostel and you come in here, when you come in this room, baby, you'll be thankful, okay? Because it's so much better compared to even the room I was in before. But, you know, the hostel, honestly, as I was saying, it's like a refugee camp. The kitchens, even me that likes to cook, I don't even cook anymore like that. Like everything is just, I know this is hostels, you know, everything is just so dirty and unkept. Even if the cleaning ladies clean, like, everyone comes from different backgrounds, everyone is doing their own thing, so it's just a lot, you know. But I'm grateful for where I am right now. So I'm wondering, what did I not talk about in the previous clips? Okay, I've talked about living conditions. Okay, let's talk about racism. So with racism, I mean, I would say if you are a lighter skinned person, you won't, I don't know, it's like, not that they don't welcome us that are dark in skin, but for them it's like you are maybe just mixed with, let's say, a Hungarian and a black person, so they even think you can, like, they just think you are mixed. Because I've seen a couple of them here that are, like, you know, the mixed race people, so they just like think you are one of them. So not that the people are not warm, the people are warm, but when you are black, not black because all of us are black obviously, even if you are mixed, when you are dark skinned, you are just more aware, you know. Everyone makes you feel more aware of that fact that you are dark skinned. So when you go out there, these people like staring, oh my gosh. So like, and they don't even hide it, bro. Like, it's not a thing of like, you know, when you are trying to, like, you know, hide it. No, it's in your face. Like, I'm looking at you. Yes, you are different. What's going on? What's happening, you know? So that's it. But the thing is, you get used to it, you know. And at the end of the day, I don't really think they're like staring with any ill intent. It's more of a thing of like, maybe some of them literally have never seen a black person before. So I mean, yeah, I've had encounters like with a lady walking up to me and talking in Hungarian, and you know, she gets a bit aggressive, but it wasn't that like to the point where I was like in danger or anything like that. So yeah, I think that I haven't really experienced like any sort of that. And at school, not really. You can see that people sometimes don't want to talk to you because of maybe that you are black. But one thing I've saw of, like, one thing I've noticed is like the more we got used to each other, since we are already a small like group of people, we just come together. Like when it comes to school work, we just like, we're all chilling. Like it just, you get used to everything, man. Like everything just becomes okay. And then culture shocks is what they call them. Culture shocks. I don't really know what that means. I wanted to Google it actually. I don't really know what it means, but maybe for me, I don't know, man. One thing I'm just going to say, maybe things that I did not see so much back home. The thing here about like the place has so many old people, and when I say old, I don't mean like, you know, old as in like, how can I say, as in like, you know, old and still fit, and you know, I'm talking about old where the person is crossing the street, but you know, everyone, like the cars kind of even have to wait. Like the lady, not the lady, but like most of them, like they can't even walk properly, and they're just outside. Like they're just outside, and I'm just like, honestly, where are their grandkids, where are their kids, you know? Like those are the questions that run through my mind, because from my perspective, I just wouldn't let my grandmother, especially if she can't even walk, just to be outside like that. So that's one thing I've noticed. So it says Google says that culture shock can be described as consisting of at least one or four. Oh my gosh, no, this is Wikipedia talking about some stuff. I just want to get a simple definition. So it says that getting used to a different language, different climate, a different transport system, and different food customs. Okay, so yeah, about the transportation here, it's literally, so the main form of transportation is really different from back home. You know it because it's Europe. They have the metros and the metro and the trams. So I really like that about this place, because honestly, I find it so efficient. You know, you do have your Ubers and stuff, but one thing about me, I'm a cheapskate. I just like, why am I taking an Uber when I can have the metro and not pay, you know, not pay as much, you know? I just use my student ticket, which is fine. So, but I mean, if you have the money for Uber and you know you don't mind, that's your own. For me, I just like, you know, I think even if I had to go to a fancy dinner, I'll literally like the way I will show up, I'll show up cute, but the way I got there, baby, I was standing in the metro with everybody else holding a pole. I think that's just me though. But like, yeah, the form of transport is really good. The food, you really start, like when it comes to food, you start reminiscing about the food back home. Like ever since I came here, obviously there's no Namibians, like there are not a lot of Namibians here. So obviously, like let's say if you're from Nigeria, you know, they do have Nigerian restaurants, and I tried Nigerian food, and that's a story for another day anyway. But I mean, like I tried the food, and you can watch my previous video to see my reaction, because I don't know, maybe it's the restaurant, maybe I just need new recommendations, you know? But honestly, the food, you start missing home, man. Like, and especially as I said with the kitchens, you can't really cook it up like you want to, because the place is just nasty. Like it's nasty, so you just go in there, you make something real quick, and you are good to go. You are not trying to do too much, because no, it's not welcoming. Obviously the climate, you know, summer has really been hot, like as hot as Namibia, I would say. And you know, the winter is really cold, you know. Yeah, it barely snowed when I came here, so like here bits and bits, but it's not the snow I thought I would be expecting when I was back home. So yeah, and what else did I want to talk about? I think that's it. for now, because I don't want to make the video too long. So if you do have any specific things you want me to touch on, like, because this was just me, I wasn't really giving any advice or anything like that. I was just like talking about my experience, and maybe if you are planning on studying abroad, like maybe your experience will be different, because as I said, when I came here, my best friend was already here. So things like settling down and like needing to get around, doing paperwork and stuff like that, she already went through that. So she was there for me, and I basically had someone here already waiting for me. Like, I don't know now about you, maybe you are new at the place, you are alone, so I know that experience would be kind of different. And yeah, maybe there are other videos out there with, you know, girls that are, or people that are just abroad or like away from home, and you know, they have different like advice for you and stuff like that. So I think that's the conclusion of the video. I think that's it. So again, please don't forget to share, to comment, and to subscribe, and I would really appreciate that. And may God bless you, and I will definitely see you in the next one. I think I'll start my uni diaries, because I'm actually excited. So I'm just getting out of my comfort zone. And also, if you do want to start a YouTube channel, please do it right now. As I'm speaking, please go do it, because honestly, if you're not going to leave out that person that you are inside here, then you would always, I don't know, you won't, I don't know, man, my sentences, they don't really connect. But I'm just saying, just leave out the person that is inside here, you know, like the person that you imagine, the woman that you imagine being. Just leave it out. Like, I imagine myself filming, I imagine myself like putting out content, you know, of the things that I enjoy, of my life, of my, like, you know, you never know whose life it can change, or like in any way, you know. Like, yeah, just put out the content. I know it's cringy, I know it's wild, but honestly, even just having to have started, like, I think it's not saying, I believe that it is worth it at the end of the day, because you are doing this for yourself. And yeah, don't let, you know, because from where I come from, you know, people judge a lot. So for a long time, that was like what was holding me back. But honestly, people are just gonna judge anyway, so you just gotta do it, child. You see, I'm getting out of proportion again. So anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one.